What is up, DCS Crew? It's Carlos back at it today, and just a little bit of a continuation from the Give a Knife, Take a Knife challenge that I was in with, JT's Knife Life, Everyday City Care, and a bunch of other guys. Shout out to JT's Knife Life for actually setting that up. What I took from the Give a Knife, Take a Knife, I took the Buck Vantage Pro large, and I gave them a Kansept prototype. It was the Warrior. Now, ironically, when I was getting that video ready to be able to go ahead and release, it ended up being that I found some footage of me working on disassembly and cleaning and assembly of the Kansept Warrior while I was with Eric from the Outer Limitless YouTube channel back in January during SHOT shows. So this video was actually shot by Eric, and it's basically us at the show, after the show, when they gave it to me. And I took it apart, disassembled it, and put it back together. So stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and see firsthand what the inside of the Kansept Warrior looks like, and see if it's really running on bearings, what it's really made of, and if it's actually worth the price. So stay tuned. I mean, it's sharp. So this is the Kansept Warrior. This has yet to be released from Kansept Knives. This is a Kim Ning design, basically deconstructed. I went ahead and I removed the scales and the blade, as well as the pocket clip. As you can see, the pocket clip has been Loctited. There is blue Loctite. There is no Loctite on the pivot and the other screws that make up the frame, as well as the pivot on the knife, presumably because those items, when they're being imported, they are, if I'm not mistaken, they are not Loctited prior to being imported. So if somebody takes them here and disassembles them, they put them back together and put some blue Loctite or some Permatex like I have right here, and they send it out to go ahead and keep this from being off center after a few flicks. So this is a relatively new knife. I was given this by Joyce from the Kansept Knives booth at SHOT Show 2020, held in Las Vegas from January 21st through the 24th. The knife is running on bearings, as you can see right here. These are caged bearings. I haven't taken them out from their places here on the scales. This is a liner lock with a lock bar insert, and you can see the detent bolt right there. This is a flipper, and this is the inner workings of the flipper itself. You can see the detent ball, basically the area where the detent ball hits and closes in on the hole when it is deployed and when it is released from deployment. Right, so typically for bearings, what I like to do is to clean the ball bearings, the caged ball bearings, and in this case I use an alcohol prep. This one has already been open, so I basically just take them and just pretty self-explanatory. You just rest them on top of the alcohol prep, and you roll the ball bearings on top of the alcohol prep, and as it's drying, you just set it to the side. Just kind of take off the excess. All right, there you go. Use a Q-tip and clean up these areas, these tracks one more time, as well as where the ball bearings sit. I'm going to re-lube those in a second with some brake flu HP 100 knife oil. Alright, everything seems to be pretty dry. Dry enough. Okay, so I'm going to take the HP 100 knife oil from Breakthrough Clean. I'm going to use the needle applicator to add a little bit. Onto the pivot track on both ends. Not too much. Alright. I'm going to replace the ball bearings. Here. Spin it around. Spin this guy around. That little rogue piece of, there we go. Little rogue piece of alcohol prep. Okay. All right. And just for shits and giggles, I will put a little bit on this track here. One at the... Now I don't put it at the ends because if the knife is placed at the upright position or the down position, it's at each end. So by going this way, it hits both of the droplets that I put, and it evenly distributes it amongst the knife. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. This is where the fun part comes in, of course. All right. Actually, here, before I do that, I will add a little bit on each side of the blade. Place the bearing. I can put it there. Okay. There's the applicator tip. Inside the track for the pivot, just place a little bit here. That was the need for the little portion right there. Okay, so you're going to use a T6 for the small screws, a T8 for the pivot screw. We'll start with the small screws first. I'm not putting it all the way in because I'm putting in all 3 screws in first, and then little by little I increase the tension on all of them. That's the pivot screw. Slowly close it. It's going to be off center because I haven't completely fixed the pivot screw on this one. Since this already has blue Loctite, I'm going to leave it as is. Now it's dialing in the action. Okay, it's a little bit too much. That's just about center. Side blade play. It's just a tad off center, showing the presentation sign. There you have it. That's the Kansept Warrior, a Kimning design, orange peel, titanium, burlap micarta scale, S35 VN steel. Not on the market yet, but that's basically what it looks like, disassembled, cleaned, lubed, and reassembled.